Hey everybody, how's it going? Carl here. So it's week 3, and we're gonna make a video about uh, our virtual learning space. Uh, I use Google Classroom, not really for a technically like a learning space. Like, they're not gonna have like it's not like their one-stop hub, even though you can actually see one-stop eighth grade right here. That's more for the entire eighth grade. But for my classrooms, we kind of utilize this Google Classroom more of a repository for uh, sub days, links that they need um, or like links that they need during class. I post all this stuff here while so they don't have to like go digging through it or go and find it somewhere else. Um, and then also post old notes here so they can always go back during later on in the year or close to the test so they can work on their study guides and whatnot. They can actually just come up here and look at their notes instead of having to like dig through their maybe missing notebook, maybe never had a notebook in the first place. So yeah, hopefully we can provide a way for them to have something, even though they should keep it up on their own. All right, so first things first, let's talk about my basic classroom. So we go to science first. I don't use the announcement system. I don't use the upcoming calendar system here either. Uh, for me, what I usually do is I break things up into topics, which my topics are specifically going to be units. So I try to label them um, for the most part going forward. I think last year I didn't label them as well until later in the year, and I try to be consistent with that. Again, the other thing I try to do going throughout the year is I'm going to try to label the standard that goes along with them. So I need to come back here, as you can see, and come back and label this as well as SAP1A, SAP1B right here, same here. So that would probably just make things better organized, and so when students come in here, they can also tie it to a learning target and a learning standard. Um, so that being said, one of the things I wanted to also bring up, even though I don't utilize like bell ringers like this, I usually use writing prompts. But this is not a bad place to use the writing prompt either. Um, if you come here to go to question, you can actually type in the question here, give them some instructions, and they can respond to it after you assign it to which class you want to. And they can turn it into your actual virtual learning system inside of Google Classroom right here. And I thought that would be like a really cool like ticket out the door or bell ringer. I think it makes it very fast and not having to have a mess full of sticky notes or parking lot tickets. Yeah. So okay. So like I said, for the most part, I break things down by units. I actually unarchived one of my old classes from last year, so we can look at it. Again, like I didn't use the announcement system there. I just announced inside of a live class. And then I also have a posted FYI corner in my room that tells them when their next test is. So if we go to Google Classroom, I mean, not Google Classroom, if we go to classwork here, we can look at the breakdown of from last year. We had GMAS review. You can see that I left some of the things up here. Not really sure why that's all the way up there, but if we go all the way down here, we can throw it in there, and I can fix that later. Then obviously Unit 6 study guide, which was our last unit. It was after our GMAS review, we actually covered that. So if you look, you can actually see that I broke it down by unit. So GMAS review, there was Unit 6, Forces of Nature, Unit 5, Waves, Forces of Motion, Energy, Unit 2, which was going to be Properties of Matter, and then Composition of Matter for Unit 1. And like I said, we try to break it down, make it easy so the kids, students don't get lost trying to find something that they already did. Um, so yeah, I like Google Classroom, like I said, just more so like a repository of links that I use it for. Probably not used properly. It's There's probably a lot of better ways to use it. I never really try to because like I said before, I've tried my best to stay away from technology as best I can. I do really like the Wayground slash quizzes system, and if you look in here, I tie a lot of my GMAS review to this as well. Um, I'd really like to hear some like suggestions. I have totally open to how to make this better. Um, I'm not by any means an expert in Google Classroom and willing to hear any suggestions for there. Um, Thanks guys for watching. Again, I hope everybody's having a great year so far, and let's keep killing it.